Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for May, and this month I'm doing a really fun and colorful bubble tea theme. So this is going to be perfect for all my fellow boba lovers out there. So let's get started. I'm starting off as usual with my cover page. And since this is a bubble tea theme, of course I had to do some bubble letters for my title. So I just wrote May in these bubble letters, and then I'm going to fill in all the spaces with different types of cups that bubble tea usually comes in. So my first one, I have a cup with a dome lid, and then I have a couple of cups that have sort of that like plastic that you pierce your straw through. If you have had bubble tea, you know what I'm talking about. And then next I'm doing a cute little mason jar with a handle. And those are basically all of my different cups for the whole page. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the spaces with the rest of these, doing a couple of variations, but most of them will basically follow the same template. You'll see in some of them I'll add little smiley faces just to make them a little cuter, and then in other ones I also have like a sticker label that they stick on your cup with your name and your order. I'm making sure not to add too much detail to the actual cup so that I can add color and the actual bubbles later on. By the way, if you like this illustration but you don't have time to do it yourself, you can grab a printable on my website. You can see a little thumbnail of what it looks like here. And in the printable, I actually left it all blank, just as it is right now before color, so that you can go ahead and add in the color on your own later on. So now I'm going to be adding color to this illustration now that it's all done and I've erased all of my pencil marks. I just chose a bunch of different markers. I have some Tombow dual brush pens and also some Crayola super tips. And the first thing I'm going to do is color in the title. And for this I'm sort of offsetting my color so that it's almost like a shadow. And I chose 3 different bright colorful colors to use for these letters. And you'll see throughout this page, I'm pretty much sticking to lighter, more pastel colors, but they're still really bright and colorful. I'm going to be using all sorts of different markers here, but you can just use what you have on hand. If you're looking for nice colored markers to use in your bullet journal, I would really recommend these Crayola Super Tips. I really like them because they have a wide range of colors, they're super affordable. The ink just seems really light and just doesn't bleed through the paper very much, which is great. I also brought in a couple of colors of glitter pens just because I had them and I thought they would add some interest. It's not necessary, but if you have some sort of glitter pen like this might be a great page to pull them out since it is very colorful and fun already. Okay, so now that all of the coloring is done, I brought in a black super tip marker and I'm just going in and filling in the bubbles for all of these cups. This obviously completes the illustration, so it's clear that they're bubble tea, but if you're actually not a huge bubble tea fan, or if you just want to do something a little different, you can also just use this illustration as sort of like a coffee or iced tea illustration. For my next spread, I'm going to be doing the monthly calendar for May. So I'm starting off with my bubble letters again, just at the top of the page, and then I'm going to be illustrating a couple of those same bubble tea cups right next to that. And then for this page, I also decided to just scatter some different colored bubbles around the page just to add more color, and because I thought it would be perfect for this bubble tea theme. I brought in a couple of colors to create the headers for my calendar and also a couple of boxes on the side. One is going to be for my tasks for the month and the other one is just going to be for a next month section just to look forward for any future plans I have. And then I'm also taking my pink marker to fill in these little dot backgrounds for the days of the month. Just a really fast and easy open gridded calendar. And then I'm going to complete the page by adding color again to my illustrations. My next page is one of my favorite pages in this theme because I just think the idea is genius. I actually got this idea from someone on Instagram, and she even has a printable of this sort of idea, and I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Basically, it's a habit tracker page, but each little box is a stamp card, kind of like the kind you would get at a coffee shop or a bubble tea shop where you buy a certain number of drinks and the last one is free. I just thought this idea was completely genius, so I wanted to recreate it in my own way. So I have 8 little rectangles on this page, and each one is going to be a different habit that I want to keep track of. And for these, I'm just alternating the number of dots or boxes that I have on each card. And this is just for me to be completely realistic about things, because there are certain things that I don't need to do every day and that I don't expect I'm going to do every day, but there are also other things that I do almost every day. So I'm just setting a realistic goal for myself for each thing I want to keep track of, and then I can fill these in as the month goes by with either just coloring in the boxes or doing some sort of check mark or stamp. Or I also went through my stash and I found these really cute little stickers that I thought would be perfect to just add a little tiny sticker to each box as I do it. Just lots of different ways for you to choose to keep track of these things. So I'm just going into each box and decorating them a little bit with my markers and just little simple designs. You can have fun with it, add illustrations if you want, or you can just leave them simple and just add some color or lettering. And then I'm gonna go in and add the headers for each of these cards. As I said, I'm being realistic about my goals, so as you can see, I don't have very many for jogging because I hate running. Let me know if you also feel that way. I just wanted to point that out because I think that if you have a normal habit tracker where you keep track of everything for every day, you might get a little discouraged when you miss some days of doing things, but just have a realistic goal for yourself to set yourself up for success. Next to the habit trackers, I'm going to be doing another tracker type page, and this is a mood tracker. I've never done one of these before, but I've seen them on Instagram and I just really like the idea of it, of kind of just being in tune with how you feel every day. And I thought it would be a great idea to play into this theme and do a giant bubble tea cup and then have a bunch of bubbles at the bottom, and each bubble is going to be a day of the week that you can color in with a different color, and then you'll end up with a very nice colorful page at the end of the month. So I drew in the 31 different bubble circles for the days of the week and numbered them, and I'm going to color in the cup right now, and then at the bottom I'm going to create a key of colors with each color being a different emotion, like happy, sad, angry, stressed, and so on. Alright, so that wraps up all of my bubble tea themed May bullet journal pages. I actually didn't do weekly spreads yet, but if you want to see those, then just follow me along on Instagram. I'll post photos of those weekly spreads as the month goes on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that the bubble tea and coffee theme is super popular, and I've seen a lot of people talking about this online, so I just hope that this gives you some inspiration if this is something you've been looking into doing, or if not, then that it just gave you some new ideas for something fun to try out. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you again next time.